Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtectives.com. In our last video we showed you how to create a filterable portfolio. In this one we're going to show you how to change the filters into buttons like we've got here. I've got them sort of matching the colours of my little logo up there. Of course when you click on them they'll filter into the various categories that we've got here. Okay, well let's get started. Really easy to do. Let's enable the visual builder. I'll open it in a new tab so we can keep this one open. Okay, I've got everything back to the way it was before. This is just a regular portfolio filter right here. There's the regular colors of your filter when you first use it. To do this today, we're going to write a bit of CSS code and inspect these elements to make them how we want them. So if we go back to the site without the builder here, when I refresh, it should go back to normal now. I've deleted that code. I'm going to right click and select one of my links here. I'm using Google Chrome here with the inspector tools. Most browsers have this feature nowadays, but if yours doesn't, Chrome is a free download. I've got elements selected this side, so we've got HTML. I've got styles selected this side, so we've got CSS here. And if you hover over the different elements, it'll show you exactly which one you're targeting there. So if we click on the link here, this is the thing that we really want to target. It's got a class name here of ETPB filterable portfolio and another class of ETPB portfolio filters list item A. So I'm going to copy both of those. Let's close this down now. Back over in our builder side. Dark tab for the module. Going to go over to the advanced. Down to the custom CSS here. In the freeform CSS box, I'm going to paste those two classes. And after the A, I'm going to open and close some curly brackets. And we can tell it what we want it to do. If you wanted to put a border around it, you could say border. I know there's one there at the moment, but we could say border. Let's make ours 2 pixels solid. And I'll make it black in color, which is 000. And as you can see, we've got a 2 pixel solid black border around there. Now I've been using sort of pill shaped buttons for mine. So if you want to make them sort of pill shaped, we can put a border radius on there. Border dash radius. And you can have slightly rounded corners by giving it sort of 5 pixels. And that'll give it slightly rounded corners there, as you can see. Or if you want them completely rounded like pill-shaped buttons, give it sort of 50 pixels, something high value like that, and you've got nice rounded buttons. Now a couple of things to look at here. It's not affected this one because that's our last child, and it's not affected this one because that's our active filter. And we can target those in a moment. Okay, just to make it a bit more like a button, I'd like to have a bit of space between them. Put a bit of space between them, we'll use margin. Let's put a semicolon there. Always put a semicolon on the end. If you don't, it won't read the next line that you write within the curly brackets there. So I'm going to say margin. I guess I'll put it on the right, margin dash right. And I'm just going to use 10 pixels. And that spread them out a little bit, as you can see there. Fantastic. Now I want them to be the same color. There's my little logo up there, or the dark blue, and perhaps have the light blue on hover. So let's give them a background color. Background dash color, colon, and then the color that you want. I've got a free little Chrome color picker up here. We'll just roll over, let's get that color. Fantastic. And you can put a hex color, you can use a red color, whatever you want in there. I'm going to use a hex, so it has a hashtag, and then the color. Great, we've got that color on them. Fantastic. Well, the actual link color itself inside there, I'd like that to be just white in color. So we could write it down here, but they let us do it over in the design in the filter criteria text where you change the text size and font and what have you. I'm going to go ahead and make mine white. That works for me. Just saves one little bit of line of coding there. Okay, if we go back now, advanced and custom CSS. It's kind of shaping up to the way that we want, but it'd be nice if they were all the same width. So thinking about which is the widest one, and we'll do a hover color as well in a moment, whichever's the widest one, which I think is probably that one, you want to make it as wide as the widest one, text-wise. So I'm going to give it a fixed width. In fact, I'm going to give it a minimum width, min-width, so it can get wider if it needs to. I'm going to make mine say 180 pixels, 180px. And as you can see, that's made them all the same width there. Great. That's starting to look more like buttons. We need to fix that one, and we need to fix this one, and we need to create a hover state. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to copy both these class names again from the top to the A there. I'm going to drop down below our little curly bracket here. Paste them back in right after the A with no gap. I'm going to put a colon and the word hover. So we can set a hover state for our buttons. Let's open and close some more curly brackets now. And we can actually target this. And when we hover over it, I want it to be perhaps the light blue of my logo up here. So again, I'm going to grab my little color picker. Let's find that blue. I'm going to say background color again. Dash color. And I'm going to put in that hex code I just copied. Great. Now when we hover over, it turns to that blue, as you can see. If you wanted to change the color of that text, I think I did on the last one, to a black, again, you can go back down to design, filter criteria text, and let's just close that down. All Divi modules, when you hover over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons pop up. There's a little arrow there. We can set one color for desktop when the mouse is not on it, and a separate color for when the mouse is on it. For instance, I got a black on there from last time. I actually quite like leaving it the white on both of those, so I'm going to leave mine as is. But if you wanted to change the color of that link on hover, you could do so there without having to do any more coding. Great. So like I say, we're shaping up a little bit here. Great. Well, let's just put a semicolon on there. Well, that's shaping up. Not sure we need that black border on there. I'm not just going to take it away, because if I take it away, they'll have the default little line that's there. So I'm going to go ahead and say border none. That way we've just got the little blue buttons there. That works for me. Okay, well, let's fix this one, and let's fix this one. If we go back over to our little page here, I know they won't be the same colors as we got, but we will be able to inspect them again. Let's inspect this one. I think we'll find that it's the active one. So click on the little link again there. And there we have it. It's got active after it. Fantastic. So I'm going to copy those two again, just the end of the E there. We'll go back. I'll drop down a couple more. And we'll paste those links in there. Open and close some more curly brackets. And we can just copy over the styles that we wanted from up here. And it looks like it's already got the width for us, and it's already got the hover color, so that's great. Let's just pop that in there. We'll get rid of the width there because it seemed to be doing that one already and don't need to duplicate it. Great. And we'll also have to duplicate that hover color. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to put a colon there and the word hover. Then we'll close some curly brackets. And we'll copy that color. Paste it down there. Fantastic, that's working fine. Now we just need to fix that one. Everything's working on that one except the border, it looks like. I think we'll find that that is what they call the last child. Let's go back over here. Or click on it. Inspect. Here we are, we're on the link already down here. And there it is, it says last child A. So again, I'm going to grab both of those. It's got its own border radius, as you can see there. I'm going to change that to our own. So I'm going to copy that. Control C to copy. We'll go back over here. We'll drop down a couple. Pop that in there. Open and close some more curly brackets. And the only thing I need to put in there is the actual border radius itself, which was up here. We'll check this on the front end in a minute, make sure it's all going to work. We might have to force it with the important class, but I'm sure we'll be all right. Great, as you can see, that's curved that one out for us. Let's just save that. And while we're in here, we can check this on mobile devices by hitting the tablet view here. That's okay. I might want to give it a bit of margin or a border around each one, perhaps make it a white border because it's on a white background. We can do that very easily. And we'll check it on phone. We've lost our border radius there, so yeah, we do need to force it. So let's go back to desktop. What I'm going to do, just to make sure it looks better on mobile and tablet view, is I'm going to go back over there. We took a border off. I think a little 2 pix white border would give it some nice separation. So back in the custom CSS, border, I'll make that 2 pixels, solid. I'm going to make it white, which is FFF. Again, make yours whatever color you want. That's just added a tiny bit to it on there. Let's take a look now on tablet. Yeah, that's giving it a nice little bit of separation there, but we still lost our curved corners there. So all we need to do is fix that. Is border radius 50 pix here. I'm going to put exclamation and the word important. Don't you like to use that, but sometimes you have to. As you can see, that's worked perfectly. Let's have a look on mobile now. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. And back to desktop. We'll save our changes here. I'll copy this code and I'll put it down below the video for anybody that wants to copy and paste it. But it is a good idea to get into the habit of writing CSS code because it's a fantastic thing to learn and really can take your editing skills to the next level. So let's save that. Save draft or publish if you're ready. We'll exit the Visual Builder. And there we've got our little buttons. We've got our hover effect going on each of these. And of course, they will filter depending on the categories, obviously. That's working perfectly. So I hope you've enjoyed this today, guys, and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.